Dead Ringers 1988. Welcome to a Toronto genealogical clinic that's run by the talented Elliot Mantle, where he will do his very best to make you as fertile as humanly possible, while seducing you at the same time. Oh, his twin bro, Beverly? Meh, not so much in Dead Ringers 1988. Written and directed by David Cronenberg, with help by Norman Snyder, this psychological thriller body horror flick stars Jeremy Irons, Zack Snyder's The Justice League movie fame as Elliot, and Jeremy Irons, Zack Snyder's Justice League television show fame as Beverly, Genevieve Bujold, and of 1,000 Days fame as Claire. And a big shout out to Heidi von Pelaleski as Carrie, Elliot's girlfriend, with music being done by the great Howard Shore. Dead Ringers 1988 is loosely based off of the real lives of Stu and Cyril Marcus, the novel Twins by Barry Wood, and the film The Zed and Two Knots by Pete Greenaway. That offers a sweet, sweet Cronenberg color style tone with gross as hell body horror at times. Blink and you'll miss it. And this weird ass Dave Crony art, dialogue, visual scenery to boot as well, and a pace that is only Cronenberg can do, all in the backdrop of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, from a female's point of view. And I wouldn't know I'm a dude, but it seems like an absolute total uncomfortable visual nightmare come to life on scene, on the screen, at some points, with a gutting end for all gender to say, yuck, that was emotionally devastating, depressing, and weird in Dead Ringers 1988.
Raw. How's it going, everybody? This is the spoilers. We got some spoilers happening in here, this movie review. Oh, hello there. My name is Jim Stew, and I'm here to make a review on behalf of King of the Canadian Hill. And it's an honor to help him out in this pickle that he's put me in. Now, I watched Dead Ringers 1988, and let me tell you something. It was an amazingly depressing film. It's about drug addiction sort of thing, with egotistical and depressing self-loathing sort of thing going on between a couple of twins. And one of the twins is like, I'm so depressed and lonely and withdrawn, and the other one's like, hey, I want to spread my wings like a peacock and fly out of this thing. We need to be separated here right now, because we're two different people now, don't you know? And they do it. At the end of the flick, they just start cutting each other up, and then one dies of like a stroke or something. And I'm like, what is this? Holy crap, this is 2 hours of just depressing stuff going on here. And then once in a while, there's some weird, wacky instruments being done, and some weird, wacky cutting going on. And then there's like some weird, wacky metal things happening going on here. And everyone's all drugged up on pills and stuff. And I was like, what's going on here in this movie? Holy crap. But I gotta tell you something. That Jeremy Irons, he's one hell of a good actor. Because he was doing the role of the twins. And then David Cronenberg, he was really awesome too. He had himself kind of double up and put the one actor in the same scene, and then he just kind of doubled up the Jeremy Irons thing. And it's like he's talking to each other. He's talking to himself, but it's really another guy. But they edited it to make it look like that was Jeremy Irons talking to himself. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome going there. I mean, don't get me wrong, they had an obvious body double in a lot of the scenes, including the one scene where she takes a big bite out of him during a nightmare, and the body double is clearly looking down on the pillow, and I'm like, why you gotta do something like that? Oh, okay, I guess they didn't have the money to do an edit. So it looked kind of weird, but it still was pretty good because Jeremy Irons is a great actor now. Now, don't get me wrong, my favorite actor of all times is James Stewart, and I get a lot of comparisons. Backhanded compliments, don't you know, about how I sound and look like him. And I don't understand that because I'm clearly don't remind myself of him. Not James Stewart now. Now, don't get me wrong here. I was watching this movie with my wife of 20 years, and she was like, I can't watch this. This is so uncomfortable. I can't handle this. It's all just mental distress of the woman. And then there's mental distress of the male between Jeremy Irons acting his depressed ass off through this entire thing. And I was like, that's true. This is making us both sad. But we gotta keep on watching it because the acting, the directing, and the music is so good. Holy crap, I feel like shit after watching this movie, but I think that was what the idea was that Cronenberg was coming after now. And I was like, what is this? Holy crap, I don't understand. Well, I guess we're gonna have to dive more deep into this. So let's get started with what's that sound? Who's laughing? That's an evil laugh happening right there, and wow. Oh, he's breaking stuff. He's breaking stuff. It's a giant, what is it, Santa Claus? It's like Goat Man, Santa Claus demon thing. Smashing stuff about, and hey, what are you doing here?
Take that.
Ow, you hit me right in the head. Why you gotta do something like that? And, ow, right in the gut. You hit me in the head and the gut. What are you doing here? What violence did I bring upon you to deserve this? Oh, right in the groin. Right in the groin, you son of a bitch. Who the hell are you? What the fuck?
I am Krampus, the Christmas demon, and I am here to stop these movie reviews until I get my movie review. And it turns out that might not happen. So now I will end this forever. Come here, Jim Stew, you're coming with me. We are going to the second worst place in hell. Walmart.
I don't understand why Walt went, okay, then he's picking me up. That's kind of good since he hit me in the groin and I can't really walk. He's just gonna carry me away. That's okay. That's alright.
Thank you, Jim Stu. I'm glad you're understanding the situation. Fuck you, King of the Canadian Hell. No more movie reviews for you.
Okay, well, all right. That's okay. That's it for that. Well, sometimes you just have to accept that that you can only go as far as you can go with certain things, and then someone's gonna have to get in your way and end it permanently. And it looks like Krampus, the Christmas demon, has done so. Damn it! It was such a good run here on Frightening Films in our Ontario movie reviews, the 20 to 30 minute thing that I'm doing. But all good things must come to an end. Was this a good thing? I'm not too sure. We finished up here about 10 episodes in, because the first 10 episodes were just me talking. Then the next 10, 11 episodes were kind of a bit in the beginning, and then me talking at the end. So then I'm thinking the next 10's going to be, I don't know, I haven't came up with a title just yet, but it's going to be like Spooky Spoilers in our Ontario or something like that. Or I just might keep everything and just put it like a little spooky spoiler. But it's going to be a lot shorter. Way, way, way more shorter. And I'm going to keep the bits. So comment below if you like the first 10 Frightening Film episodes of me just talking. If you like this format of the bits beforehand and then me talking some more, or the new ones that I'm going to come out with that are just going to be the short spoiler talk that Timmy started, and Timmy's coming back next week, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun. Timmy's going to explain stuff. Eerily explanations in film? Yeah, that could be something. That could be something. But let's talk about Dead Ringers 1988 by David Cronenberg. Now, this movie it is one of the most depressing movies I can ever talk about. Jeremy Irons did such a great job of acting off himself, which was perfected by Tatiana Maslany in Orphan Black, which was filmed in Toronto, and that's a Toronto television show that everyone loves. And she did it better, way, way better, but technology was also better by the time Orphan Black came out. So David Cronenberg doing what he had to do with no idea on how to do it was quite impressive, and he did a fantastic job, as well as Jeremy Irons playing off nothing really. It was just him believing in Cronenberg and Cronenberg believing in Jeremy Irons that they would both kind of pull off this, I'm talking to my twin brother and my twin brother's going to talk back to me, and it's seamless. It's absolutely seamless. Maybe the money ran out for some of these scenes. I'm not too sure, because Jim Stu brought it up where there's a body double clearly looking down in the bed while she was kind of biting away at the twins, and then the nightmare scene where the twins are conjoined and she bites and rips it apart. It looks a little weird. It's too bad that they couldn't get I guess the money to put in Jeremy Irons' face kind of staring, because the body double is just clearly looking down in a really awkward way. And then there's a couple more scenes like that looks a little awkward, but other than that, the editing and the scene work is absolutely phenomenal. It's almost like there's two Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons has a twin brother. The way Jeremy Irons and Cronenberg and everybody pulled this off, it's such a wonderful editing marvel in 1988. And with things like that, or people like Orphan Black, the creators of Orphan Black, and the people that did the filming and all the editing and the creation on the technical side, they looked at films like this and went, yeah, we understand how we did it and how Cronenberg did it, and we can do it better, and we can make it work really seamlessly well. And then you get a talented actress like Tatiana Maslany to come in there and just really knock it out of the park. And those who have not seen Orphan Black, which is a television show filmed in Toronto, all the seasons are done. It's been done for about 2 years now, 3, I don't know, I can't remember. But that is a television show that everyone should watch. Please watch it. Now back to Dead Ringers. There's absolutely a dismay to this, an uncomfortable dismay to this, because not only that, if you are a female and you're watching this, it's about the fertile system. It's operating. It's internal mental pain. There's scenes in here that has everyone kind of looking at themselves and seeing what they're all about and who they are, who they truly are. And not only do you kind of visualize the pain that Genevieve Bujard as Claire goes through when she can't have children, and she's been trying so hard with different partners and different people, and then the physical part, the operation of it, the tools that Stephen Lack as Andreas Wolek makes looks uncomfortable, looks gross. There's a tense scene where Beverly, Jeremy Irons' character, twin brother character, uses the wrong instrument on a woman, and you feel the pain, the discomfort, and the actress dealing with it. It's physical and mental at the same time from a woman's point of view, and I felt it. So I can't imagine a female viewing this feeling. I wouldn't know, but what I do know is watching Jeremy Irons' character of Beverly and Elliot Mantle dealing with addiction and pain and loathing, loneliness, and egotistical narcissism, and then them kind of collapsing in on each other at the same time. One brother has an issue and the other brother wants to share that problem, that issue, but they can't relate anymore because they've grown so far apart, and it's just this complete mental breakdown, and the mental breakdown, affects them physically as well as mentally. And Jeremy Irons, just gets more pale, the bags under his eyes, the track marks of needle marks and the pills and all that. It's a wild ride watching this. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's just like brutal ending, and it's sad, and you feel bad for everyone involved. And there's a lot of reviews that I noticed that some of the movie reviewists made in 1988, where it's like it's uncomfortable to watch, and I believe it. This is my first time actually watching Dead Ringers 1988, and I don't think I'll be watching this again, to be honest with you. This was one of the David Cronenberg movies, I think the only one I haven't seen, I've never seen, and it wasn't because of the movie reviews that made me kind of squirm away. It was just something that I wasn't really interested in watching yet, because it was just it's a psychological thriller drama for the most part, and with a little bit of body horror. There's nothing too much surrounding it, where it's just two people, Genevieve Bouillard and Jeremy Irons, deteriorating, just falling apart. I don't know how to put it. It's not a really positive movie from the start. Like at the start, from the beginning, it's not. It's just this kind of downhill, world crumbling movie at the end of the day, and it's wonderful. I think if people should watch this and understand it and see if they like it or not, see how they respond to it. It's definitely a fantastic movie, but it's one of those movies like Blue Valentine, where you just gotta watch it just once because it's a pretty depressing movie. Now, where was this movie filmed? Well, let me tell you. It proudly said that it's filmed in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, that the clinic was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I love that. I love Cronenberg for that. It's so good that Cronenberg points that stuff out, because it's fun for him to say, yep, this isn't New York or Chicago or California. No, this is Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and this is where the characters are from, and blah, blah, blah. I love it. And I love it. I love that stuff. And then the end scene is where Beverly makes the phone call, is in Bell Trinity Square. So where is Bell Trinity Square and all that good stuff? Well, it's in the middle of Toronto. That's where it is, and it's pretty cool. And there's one thing too. When you come to Toronto, and the first thing you notice is the CN Tower and the Sky Dome and all that. And when you primarily do most of your shopping, if you're on vacation or you're about to live here, you're in Toronto Path before you know it. And sometimes when you're vacationing or if you're coming here to visit Toronto, and then you do a bit of shopping and of anything like items or food or anything, odds are you've been in the Toronto Path. So what is the Toronto Path? Well, let me tell you, it's an underground pedestrian network that goes on for a while. It covers about 100 buildings. It's awesome. It's about 30 kilometers long, the Toronto Path. Now, what does path mean? What does path mean? I'm pretty sure it's pedestrian at grade tunnels. H. What the hell is H? I don't know, but it's a pedestrian tunnel elevated walkway. That's all it is, and it's all underground. It's pretty cool. And the Bell Trinity Square and all is a part of that, and it's pretty cool to be a part of that. It's a really rare thing for that to be a part of Toronto. That's one of the very important, cool things that Toronto has, and it's really cool. It's neat going down underground to all these shopping centers, and it's clean, it's nice. There's some cool stuff down there, and enjoy it. So when you do come to Toronto, you are gonna hit the Toronto Path no matter what. But please do, and please enjoy and try to cover all 30 kilometers of it if you can for in your trip to Toronto. They never did the Toronto Public Labyrinth in this, but I just want to point out that the labyrinth is a cool, like, ancient symbol sort of thing that dates back like 1,000 years ago. Like, it's a long time ago. Now, unlike normal labyrinths, this labyrinth in Toronto, there's an exit everywhere, so you're not going to get lost. You can exit it quite easily, but it's pretty cool looking. Where can you find the labyrinth? Well, it's pretty easy. It's right beside the Church of Holy Trinity, or Church of the Holy Trinity. So it's a big old church at Trinity Square in Toronto. So you can find all that. It's fairly easy to find, and it's an awesome little place to hang out for hours on end. You can read a book, ride a bike. You can watch skateboarders do their thing there as well, because there's lots to do down there. But that's where most of the filming was taking place, which was absolutely awesome. A lot of the apartments and scenic scenes, I think, were on Dundas Street. Looks like it was maybe Dundas. Not too sure, but primarily in Toronto, and that's all that is. That's it for that. There's really this is one of the weakest reviews I might have to give, but it is what it is. And this is the final one. This is the final one of this one, and it was a good run. It was a fun run to kind of have this sort of movie review where I have the music and then the kind of welcome to this movie review, and then have like a little bit and then me explain it. But that's it, though. I always wanted to keep these movie reviews under 20 minutes, but I can't seem to do so because I love talking about all this stuff too much. And I don't want to be too long in the tooth about this. So that's why the next video is going to be just kind of these short little skits, little bits. And it should be fun. And Timmy's going to be coming back to do it, and it should be a good time. And that's it. Oh yes, and before I forget, what is Dead Ringers? What is Dead Ringers? Is it Bootacular? Is it Eerily Awesome? Is it Spootacular? What is it? Let's go with Eerily Awesome. Yeah, Eerily Awesome. Dead Ringers, absolutely eerily awesome. Give it a watch. And then never watch it again, because it's a very depressing movie. That's going to do it for this final episode of the long version of Frightening Films of Ontario. Pretty sure I'm just going to keep it at Frightening Films, and then just maybe change the color format or something. It'll be something lazy. I got to keep it lazy. Okay, that's it. We'll spook you later, and we'll scare you next time.